hell's going on? Don't know what's going on here with this stream, but anyway, yeah, Paul Pogba had a decent game today. Good game from him, and it obviously had a hand in the goal. Nice Fred getting the goal as well, his first goal in a Manchester United shirt. That's nice to see. We want to see this from our players, but still, collectively, I wasn't that impressed. Yes, we did create a fair few amount of chances, more than Wolves, but Wolves certainly did create a lot of chances too. And they did a really good job of hitting us on the counter. I just really didn't get it from United today. The fact that we couldn't actually beat Premier League newcomers Wolves. To everybody who's joining me right now, thanks so much for stopping by on the video. Do us a favour, chuck us a like on this video. Get your thoughts and opinions in the comments section, which I will go through shortly once I've just got this bullshit off my chest, man. You know, because this is Wolves we're playing, man. We're Manchester United, you know. There's loads of people saying Wolves did really well. They did. But come on, Lukaku, mate. Lukaku, you are absolutely cack, aren't you? Why are we not able to get our £80 million players winning us games? I don't really understand it. You know, we've got one of the best managers in the world. We've got a team assembled of ridiculously overplayed players, and we're still not able to beat newcomers Wolves. It's old boy Moutinho has done us as well, you know, and he's a great player, classy player, had over 100 caps for Portugal. He's freaking 100 years old, man, and he's just signed for newly promoted Wolves, and somehow they're getting the better of us. I don't get that at all. Really disappointed with the performance. It's just one of those ones I'm thinking, what? Just freaking win, lads! You know, we're United. Comment here from Archie coming through, says Lukaku was horrible, absolutely gash. What is going on with you, Romelu? Grow some freaking minerals, lad. You know, you come over for a ridiculous fee. Before that, you're banging in goals for fun for shitter teams. Yet when you're out there playing for United in the red shirt, it's like you shrivel up. What is that all about, Lukaku? Really disappointing from him recently. Yeah, he scored the odd goal at the start of the season. Yeah, nice one. It's about doing it consistently. I've been saying it for ages. We need consistency in the team. Paul Pogba's had a couple of good games on the bounce. Fair play to you, Paul. You know, it doesn't impress me much doing well against teams like Wolves and against young boys and stuff like that. I want to see you do it against the bigger teams. But yeah, nice. You know, I don't want to criticise Paul too much. I thought he's had a good game today. He really has. For him, it was an excellent game. But still, not bloody good enough, is it? Oh, everybody joining me right now, I'm sure you're sharing in the anguish, because it's another game where we come up against opposition we should be beating, and we just don't do it. We don't do it for whatever reason. Yes, they played well, but like I say, we're United. I mean, they're coming up from the Championship, and we've spent shitloads of money over the last couple of seasons, and it's like toss of a coin who's going to win the game. In fact, in the first 15, 20 minutes of the game, I thought we were pretty bang average dog turd shite, and Wolves could have been a couple up. So we were quite fortunate that we actually managed to score the goal against the run of play. Fred banging in the goal. Nice to see that from Fred. But in the end, it leaves a bitter taste in the mouth, because it was not a good enough performance to get the win against a bang average team. Bang average. Yes, they're doing all right in the league. They look decent for a Championship side coming up, but that's all that they are. That's all that they are. And we are a supposed Goliath in English football called Manchester United. Yet you wouldn't have known it today. It was so even, and there's big problems there when you think about it. Really, really big, giant, gaping, massive freaking problems for Manchester United if we're not able to see off Wolves at home. And that's another thing. It's like, this is at Old Trafford. We're better on the road at the moment. We've done well on the road recently, where we've got a good few games coming up at Old Trafford next few games in a row at Old Trafford. So we better sort ourselves out at Old Trafford. There's no way that should be happening. The only positive today, I think, is the fact that, you know, Pogba played well. De Gea is obviously just an absolute gem, as he ever is. And it was great to see Sir Alex back at Old Trafford in the stands after his illness, recovering. That guy is a complete soldier, warrior, legend. And he will go down as the best manager in world football, in my opinion. Certainly to me. And great to see him back. Great to see him on the road to a full recovery now. And just great to see him there. But unfortunately, the lads bottled it and weren't able to live up to the legacy that Sir Alex has created at the club by putting on a shambolic, freaking amateur, average, bang, dog turd display against a bang average team in Wolves. So I'm disappointed for Sir Alex more than anything, more than I am myself and the team and the manager and all that shit. Disappointed for Sir Alex coming back. Wanted to see some bloody football today. Didn't really. Well, I mean, we did create some chances. We did play some football at times. It was actually quite nice, you know. Pogba spraying the passes out. But still, like I say, not putting our chances away, not effective enough to score more than one goal, not effective enough to keep Wolves from scoring, not effective enough to score more goals than Wolves, not effective enough to win us the game. So that's where it's all gone wrong. It's just the players need to man up big time. I'm looking at you, Lukaku. I'm looking at you, Pogba. Okay, you done well today and against the young boys. You're bang average, mate. You really are. You've got to do it consistently. If you can do it consistently, then maybe I'll start getting on the old Paul Pogba bandwagon. But at the moment, I'm not on that bandwagon. And there's certain players in the team that need to start performing. Alexis Sanchez. Come on now. He wasn't bad today. Looked very dangerous at times. He was. But what happened to that match winner? That match winner that we thought we were getting, that we got from Arsenal. When he was at Arsenal, he was a complete player. A complete match winger. Stick him out wide. Stick him up top. He's going to bang you in goals. He was doing that for fun at Arsenal. But it's like we've got this Manchester United curse at the moment. This strange case that I don't really understand, because we've got players coming in who have been doing brilliant in their previous clubs. Big players, big marquee signings on shitloads of money. And they're on shitloads of money because they're classy match-winning players, star players at their clubs. I'm talking about Lukaku, Everton, shitloads of goals. Before that, West Brom, shitloads of goals. Teams that are not as good as Manchester United, but doing the business. That's why we've bought him for shitloads of money, because he's a ready-made star. Same goes for Paul Pogba. We let him go. Sir Alex let him go for whatever reason. You know, you be the judge of it. I trust Sir Alex, but he let him go. Paul Pogba went on to create himself a real fantastic career over in Italy for Juventus. He became a worldie, a match winner. At least he looked like it on the face of it. And then players like Alexis Sanchez, who came in and he was a match winner. What has he actually done for us lately? Alexis Sanchez, or ever really. He's looked good here and there. He's looked good today, but he's not great. He's not the match winner that Arsenal had. So it's just got to me. It's got to me that we can't see off Wolves. I don't care about the display of Wolves. They've turned up. Fair play to them. They were good. But come on, this is United. We should be able to beat them. We should be able to best them. Oh, it's good doing these videos now. I get the frustration out. I can feel my anxiety levels just slightly lowering, but still. Alex Rincon in the house with a super chat. How's it going, mate? Thank you very much for your super chat comment here. He says, just not good enough. Lingard, Lukaku, Alexis were all poor. Yes, I know. I mean, what are they doing with themselves? I mean, I'm actually not including Lingard in that little previous run I did about players not performing and underachieving at United. I'm not including him because he's one of the most consistent players we had. I remember making a video when he signed a new contract on 6 figures a week. He was on 100 grand a week. That's the contract he's on, I believe. I don't know about bonuses and all that. But since signing that contract, he's really flourished under Jose Mourinho. He's turned himself into one of our most important players, not just a squad player, but a real good starter player for us. He's proved himself time and time and time again. He's still young. He's got bags of enthusiasm. He tries and tries. He's always dangerous. And I, for one, love Jesse Lingard. He has got the right attitude. Not only does he seem like a nice lad off the pitch, but he's also got that heart and desire on the pitch and that motivation. You can see that every time he plays. Might not always go for him. Like today, I don't think it went for him. But he's always got that. Opposite to Paul Pogba, who barely looks like he tries most of the time. But yeah, I mean, the other two players you mentioned there, I'm going to not include Lingard in this because I think he's been excellent for us. And 100k a week looks like an absolute bargain. I mean, I'd rather have 3 Jesse Lingards than 1 Paul Pogba right now. And he was actually good today. I know I'm just digging kicks into Pogba's ribs here, but he was good today. But in general, he's still not been good enough for me. But yeah, I'd rather have 3 Jessies than 1 Paul. And Paul Pogba's on 300k a week, and he cost 90 million pounds. I mean, it's a joke really, the actual output we get from him. But today he was good. Lukaku, what's going on with Lukaku? Couldn't agree more. Not good today, not been good for a long time. Previously, he's been excellent. Last season, he was better than he has this season. I think the start to the season up until this point has been very poor from Romelu Lukaku. Considering the history of the player, consider the stature of the player, the physicality of the player, and the fact that he is on loads of money, and he did cost a lot of money, and he's a proven Premier League player. He's got to be doing better for himself. There's only so much that Jose can do. The players have to take this on their shoulders and say, look, I'm not performing. Why is that? And then you've got to start performing. I mean, I know it's not as easy as that. I'm sure these lads are trying out there, but something is wrong. Some part of the mental game is wrong with these lads. I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for your super chat and comment there, Alex. Alex Ferguson comments, nice to see you on it, sir. He says, we need to start Sanchez up top. We need to start Sanchez up top, he said. I mean, we saw Arsenal do that, didn't we, back in the day? And he was very, very successful for them in those positions. Arsenal, very good passing side, created a lot of chances for him. He's got the pace. Yeah, I mean, I can see that happening, bearing in mind that Lukaku is actually underperforming at the moment, not looking fantastic. Jose Mourinho seems to like using the likes of Martial and Rashford, who you could possibly put in those positions, out in wider positions because of their pace and that sort of thing. So I think if anybody is going to maybe slot in there for Lukaku, if Lukaku was to perhaps be benched or dropped, which I don't see happening because he's on so much money, but if that did ever happen, then I'd like to see Alexis Sanchez tried up there as well. And I know I've been criticising him about his performances, but he's not really been tried there. It's interesting to see what he could do and how many goals he could score in that position. Gives you a totally different Arsenal, no pun intended, gives you a totally different Arsenal than Lukaku, because Lukaku's obviously this big physical presence, supposedly good in the air, good touch for a big man, powerful player. Whereas Sanchez is a much more rapid, pacey, elegant player, real scything runs and good dribbling and very good finisher. So, yeah, I mean, I could see that happening, but do I think Jose's going to do that? No, I don't. I would like to see that. Thank you very much for your comment there, man. Beefy Mario comments and says, Pig, this is completely unacceptable now, mate. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's so much pressure always on Manchester United to perform. And rightfully so, because we are one of the biggest clubs in world football. We do have one of the richest histories, probably in the world, ever. We've got to. And if you think about how we're actually performing and how far we are behind teams like Liverpool at the moment, who just keep doing the business, it's not right, is it? It's totally unacceptable. We should be a lot closer to them, and it doesn't look like we are right now. I mean, I don't see Liverpool having much problem, say, if they were playing at Anfield against Wolves right now. They'd probably just tear them to shit, wouldn't they? Because they're so good going forward, and they've got such a great team fluidity under Jurgen Klopp. And I hate to say that, it pains me to say that, but right now, I mean, they're playing nicer football than United, there's no doubt about it. We have guns that are not blazing right now. We've got Lukaku that's not blazing. Lukaku in form is an unbelievably hard prospect to play against for any defender, but he's not on form right now. Paul Pogba, apart from a couple of really good performances today and against young boys who were bang average teams, really, sorry Wolves, but, you know, he's not been up to it either. So, just so frustrated. Rick Grizzle comments, you should be happy, could have easily lost in the end. Yeah, so true, man. David De Gea had to make some incredible saves. They put the pressure on late towards the end of the game. In the starting 15, 20 minutes of the game, Wolves took us apart, really, for a good couple of moves and could have perhaps been a couple up before we'd even got going. And we were maybe fortunate, definitely fortunate, to get the goal from Fred to give us the lead against the run of play. So, yeah, I mean, in a way, it's actually not a bad result in the end, but that goes to show you how bad the performance really must have been. I think if you look at the match stats and you actually look at some of the play that we had, it wasn't bad, but still unable to convert chances, unable to get our key players perform, the likes of Lukaku, the likes of Sanchez. Lingard didn't perform today. It was just an absolute double daymare. Dan Johnson says, fraud Chester United. Jog on, son. Ryan, absolutely right. Lukaku was shocking. Sanchez isn't a left wing. Up top, drop Rom. There you go. He's also echoed the sentiments of the commenter earlier, saying that he'd like to see Sanchez given the opportunity to play up top there. It does give the team a completely different feel. When you've got somebody who's that mobile, who's that tricky, and is also very lethal in front of goal, really good finisher, could shoot from anywhere. He's a totally different player to Lukaku, but it gives you a totally different option, and that's good. And if the Lukaku option is not working right now, then I don't see the hurt in actually trying something like that and maybe playing Sanchez up there. But like I say, I don't think Jose is going to be doing that at all. Giesel Caesar comments, I've told you United are still in serious trouble. Yeah, I know, and this isn't even up against the big teams yet. Think about when we come up against the likes of Chelsea. I mean, Newcastle are absolute bottlers, right? But even Newcastle right now, I'm thinking, well, can we really comfortably go and win that game? I mean, we should do. We definitely should do. But whether or not we do is a completely different kettle of fish, isn't it? Monkey D. Luffy comments and says, Sanchez is trash. Now, listen to me, sir. Sanchez is a world-class player. That's why we signed him. And that's why we pay him a shitload of money. Look at his previous history. Look at his previous performances, his seasons in the Premier League for Arsenal, Barcelona. He's not trash, is he? He's a very good player. But I'll tell you something, though. I can see what you said in your comment. At United, he's pretty much been trash, hasn't he? Here and there, he's been good, but he's nowhere lived up to the hype that you would have thought would have, or lived up to what you thought would have come based on his Arsenal career and previous. So yeah, he's having absolute mess. Everybody who's tuning in right now, thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. Do us a favour, chuck us a like on this video. If you happen to be new around here and stumbled across it, you can hit the subscribe button. You can also click the little bell end button down there and you'll be notified when a new video has been posted on the channel. I'm just going to go through a bunch of your comments now to see what you guys think about it. Even if you're a dirty scouser or whatever, get involved in the comment section because I do love interacting with you people. So thank you to everybody who's tuning in and writing all your comments down. Mark O comments and says, no one has the balls to pull the trigger. Again, poor in front of goal, poor in terms of converting our chances. You're absolutely right. Lukaku needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror. It's going to have to be a big mirror because he's a big unit. But he's going to have to take a long, hard look at it and address some of the problems, address some of the mental side. Why isn't he firing? Why can't he do it at the moment? It's very disappointing. Ash and Human Pandy comments and says 8 points behind Liverpool. Oh my God, when you say that, it just fills me with rage. Bitter rage. How can we be 8 points behind Liverpool? The season's only bloody just started. How shit are we if we're 8 points behind the Scousers? Okay, the Scousers are in a really good run. They've got a really good team and a very good manager, has to be said. Really good attack-minded manager as well. Something that's going to entertain the fans, and you would just rip teams like Wolves apart because you've got that added quality and they go for it, they attack, and they always rip teams apart, whoever they're playing, whether it's City, doesn't matter. They'll rip them apart going forward. And they've added the defensive stability. I've been saying it a lot recently. Liverpool are in the best run they've been in for years in terms of the squad they've got and the manager and just everything, the chemistry at the club, how they're playing, the style of play. They're really good, aren't they? And United are some way off that right now, and they shouldn't be. I mean, it's not just about the style of play because Jose Mourinho is not really an attack-minded manager, and there's so many different ways to skin a cat. It's not like, oh, you have to play attacking all of the time like Liverpool, because we saw last season, I mean, we finished above Liverpool last season. We saw that they could be got at the back and going gun-ho and sending all your numbers forward and attacking like they do does leave space at the back for opposition teams to exploit. And we saw that a lot of times last season, but this season, with the added quality that they got in those positions, they just don't look like doing that as much. Not to say that they won't be slipping up and conceding lots of goals at some point, because this is Liverpool we're talking about, but they've definitely improved. Whereas United, based on where we were last season, which was playing pretty bang average defensive football, but still grinding out results, we seem to have dropped off a little bit. We're still playing the same bang average defensive football, but we aren't winning the games in the same manner. We aren't picking up those games. We aren't scrapping and winning the games. Today, we should have won that game. Fair play to Wolves, you know. In the end, we could have easily been beaten there. VK Dean comments and says, Sanchez looks like Rooney, 29 plus, downhill. I mean, how old is Sanchez now? Is he like 30, 31? He's definitely aging. He's definitely coming to the end of his career. But these days, footballers, they do seem to go on a little bit longer than they used to because of sports science and all that sort of stuff. Nutrition and the professionalism of the players. You know, they don't go out getting pissed up all the time like Gazza and Vinnie Jones. No, they do tend to be a lot more professional these days, and they can have a bit more added longevity to their career. I don't see him slowing up, though. I don't see him really dropping off to the point in a summer where we basically signed him from Arsenal, where before that he was amazing, and oh, he's aging now. No, I don't really see that. I think in a couple of years' time, yes, it'll be starting to think about that. But surely he's still in his prime now. The prime of a player should be between the ages of 27 and 32. And the reason for that is they're physically still capable of keeping up with the young'uns in terms of pace and in terms of staving off injuries and stamina and fitness and all those things. But they've got that mental maturity. They've got that intelligence from the game, which they have picked up from playing for years and years and years at the highest level. And that gives them an intelligence and experience which is better than younger players. So that's why they say that a prime player is usually in his 27 to 32 range. He's still in that as far as I'm aware, unless I got it wrong and he's about 48. But I'm pretty sure he's about 31. So I don't see that necessarily being the case. I just think that he's a bit wank at the moment and he's not performing. And for whatever reason, he's just not replicating the form that he showed at Arsenal for us. And you can maybe blame the system, you can maybe blame his teammates. It is different. We know we definitely don't play the silky, attacking, passing style of football that Arsene Wenger was playing with Arsenal, which is something that he obviously liked because he was very, very good there, and he could play up top there, and he was getting a lot of service, and he was scoring a lot of goals. Yasser H comments, should be blowing these small teams away. 100%. I mean, how the hell are we drawing with Wolves at home? If you're just tuning into this video, you have to go back and watch the start of this video, but I'm not going to go over it again. But I'm pissed off, as I'm sure a lot of you are. There's no way that United, with their millions and the players on hundreds of thousands of pounds a week, should be even competing so closely with the team like Wolves who are coming up from the Championship and don't have anywhere near the class in players on anywhere near the amount of money that Manchester United do. There's something seriously wrong. You can say Wolves played well today. I don't care if Wolves played to 100% of their capabilities. They should still be nowhere near beating Manchester United or drawing with Manchester United at Old Trafford. Yasser comments again, Man City and Liverpool put the small teams to bed today. That's what they do, man. That's what they've been doing, generally. That's what they've been doing. So, yeah, Manchester United just don't necessarily feel like we can do that at the moment. We've got Newcastle coming up, a team who we should be battering, but I'm not sure if we will, because there's something not quite right with the team, whether it's a confidence thing, a lot of the players don't look quite 100%. Piss poor. Onyekabu Enameka comments and says, the problem is not Sanchez, Lingard or Lukaku who were off the ball today, but the problem is that we don't have a playing philosophy under Mourinho. Man of the match is Shaw. Fair play to you, man. Yeah, good shout. Shaw was good. He's been very good this season, actually, Shaw. Very impressed with him. Like to see his progression at the club. Hope he doesn't get injured or anything again because he's got so much potential. He's still young. And he has been really good for us this season, most of the time. But yeah, I mean, the players were off the boil. But you have to say, the identity at Manchester United is very grey at the moment. We're not quite sure what it is. It's not clear the way we're going to play games. It's not clear how we set up. It's not clear with the selection. And Jose Mourinho obviously is the main cause of that. And he's got to take a lot of the shite from this game because it just wasn't good enough today. And putting Marouane Fellaini on the pitch, I'm not going to criticise him too much. I think he's been decent for us, it's not his fault he's getting selected. But yeah, too many long balls at times. We've got this big physical team, which is good in one respect, but in another respect, if you look at Wolves, I mean, we outclassed them physically. We've got much taller players, much stronger players, much bigger players. Yet in terms of just popping balls, and we didn't really beat them in the aerial battles at all today. So that's piss poor. That is piss poor. And they were able to just tear us apart on the counter-attack a couple of times. You don't need pace and power and physicality and size to be a good team. Look at the Barcelona team under Pep Guardiola. They're a bunch of midgets, man. But they're passing it around and popping it off. Unbelievable. Xavi, Iniesta, Messi. They're all tiny little weaklings, aren't they? But they're skillful. They're great technically. Ball control, passing, dribbling, all that stuff. They're amazing, all of them. And I think that maybe Jose is trying to play to the physical characteristics of the players a little bit too much. I'd rather see players like Juan Mata starting, who is technically very, very good, compared to, a player like Lukaku or something, who's just there because he's such a sheer, powerful Emil Heskey type bloke. Yeah, that's a good player to have, but he's not doing it for us right now. And I know they don't play in the same positions, but that's just basically what I'm saying. He likes his physical players like Matic and Pogba and those guys. Whereas I'm a lover of more technical players like Paul Scholes. Adil Farouk comments, haha, yeah, bro, you're right. United was shite. Yeah, do one, pal. VK Dean feels sorry for Pogba and De Gea and Marshall. Totally agree, yeah, they were good. Gungshi, how's it going, my friend? Long time no speak, man. He says, what the hell is going on with United? We should be beating teams like Wolves relatively easy. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on with Manchester United at the moment, isn't there? And it's all bad. It's all bad because we definitely should be able to just put Wolves to the sword. Like I was saying, if it was Liverpool or City, I don't really see them having a problem. Yes, it could be one of those off days where the team just doesn't turn up, and Wolves did turn up. And that's what happened today. Wolves really did turn up. They were fantastic. You have to say a lot of credit to Wolves. But still, Manchester United, it's not like we didn't turn up. We did create a lot. We just didn't capitalise on the chances that we created. Defensively, we were questionable, though, because Wolves did cut us apart a couple of times. Had to call David De Gea into action many times. Listen, we're just a bit shit at the moment. I hate to say it. I mean, what do you want me to say, Gongshi? We're just a bit shit at the moment, aren't we? We've got a lot to A lot to improve on, and Jose's got to do that. He's got to get us right back in there at the top of the table between the first and fourth position in the table by Christmas time. Definitely. If we're not there, then he's got to go. I'm sorry. 8 points behind Liverpool. It's not even fucking October yet. I mean, come on, this is Manchester United. How much money we spent? How much of a huge club are we? We can't knock off Wolves. Shocking, isn't it? It's absolutely shocking. Chris Wheatley comments, that curse equals Mourinho. Yeah, United do seem to be a bit cursed at the moment. Some of the players Mourinho signed seem cursed, the likes of Sanchez and Lukaku, and he seems a little bit cursed at the moment. It's coming up to Halloween. I'm worried. I'm worried what's going on. Tom Charlton says, Jesus, get that haircut, lad. Yeah, I will. What's going on? Gizo says, love the hair. A lot of comments about the hair as usual. You see, it's a talking point. I don't know if I want to do get rid of it, this freaking like dry ice gem on my head here, as I said last time. But anyway, 1221, nice haircut, guy. Yeah, I sense the sarcasm. I'm going to get it tended to. Don't worry about that. It's only a matter of time. Basically, I'm the sort of guy, I like to go to the hairdressers a minimum amount of times a year. Just going to get off football for a little second right now. But yeah, I don't like going to the hairdressers. It's one of my pet peeves. You've got to sit in the chair. They always take freaking ages unless you want a real slapdash job. And they're always really chatty, which is fine. But I don't want to talk about your holiday to Mauritius and all this bullshit. Can I just sit here in silence on my phone while you cut my hair? But anyway, it's one of those forced, socially awkward situations. And yeah, it's all right. Don't get me wrong. It's not the end of the world. It's not like I'm coal mining or anything. But it is a little bit of an annoyance. So I'd like to keep it to a minimum. I like to go and get it cut when it's absolutely necessary. It's getting to that point now. It really is. Gungshi says, sorry, Pig, I'm on holiday in Japan, so can't send a super chat this time. No worries, mate. Thank you for getting involved with the comment section anyway, and I hope you're enjoying your holiday in Japan, wherever you're going there. Checking out all the geisha gals, I'm sure, in Tokyo or whatnot. Have a good time. Pukaku has been invisible today, says Kumaran. Yeah, he is seriously under off the boil right now. Fellaini is total shit. There's a lot of criticisms coming in for the players today. Richard Humphreys with a positive note says Pogba man of the match. Good shout. Yeah, he was good. He did do some lovely touches, lovely passes, controlled the game at times, but still not to a good enough level. I don't think he had some crazy shots as well, you know. It was a much better performance than generally from Paul Pogba, but still, I want to see a lot more from him. There's got to be more coming from Paul Pogba. Just look at previously, look at his Juventus career and how good he was and how effective he was and how much of a world beater he seemed. There's something wrong, isn't there, why he can't replicate that at Manchester United consistently. But yeah, you know, fair enough, he was really, really good today. United, we asked, is league season over? Top 4 in a cup, that's not good enough. But it's all about an SOS season now. Don't know what you're on about, mate. On about saving our season. I see what you're saying. Yeah, we've got to just... You're sort of right. It's shocking to say that when it's still September. But this is almost like a salvage job now. We've just got to get in the Champions League and hope that we got Champions League football next year and be there or thereabouts, because we don't want to be in the position a la Moisey where Manchester United didn't qualify for the Champions League. So the next thing, it just makes it a little bit trickier to maybe attract the top players, because all the top players do want to play in the Champions League. And then obviously you're not getting the revenue in, and maybe some of the wages that we're paying to players are not quite as justifiable. I'm looking at you, Paul Pogba, on 300k a week. So yeah, I hear you. Lord Shiva comments and says United are turdage. Ryan, Valencia is gash, mate. How can Pogba do it on his own? Calm down, Ryan. Valencia's been an absolutely epic player for us over the years. He's aging, but I'm sorry, Valencia is excellent. A couple of dodgy performances so far this season, but other than that, I love Antonio Valencia. And a lot of people were saying maybe give Diogo Dalot the nod based on his performance the other night against Young Boys, but I don't agree with that. I think that's a bit of a challenge to... Maybe that would have actually been better today, but I didn't agree with that before the game, I should say. Because I think Valencia is such a good player for us. He's got that maturity and he's got the experience, whereas Dalot obviously had an incredible game, but that was the right game to start him in. Put him in against this really scrappy, determined Wolves team right now. I'm not sure if that would have been the best thing, although you could argue that he maybe played himself into that position. But I think Jose's got a lot of faith in Valencia. I disagree. I just think Valencia's one of our best players anyway. I know he's getting older and maybe he's not quite as good as he used to be, but he's still absolutely amazing. I love what Jose's done with him, converting him to that right back. I mean, he was basically a flying wing back, but recently he's looked more defensive. Daniel Unguna comments and says, we should kill the game when we have a chance, not wait until the last minutes. Yeah, I'm not even sure if it was a case of us not trying to do that today. I just think it was a case of Wolves were really dogged, determined, and caused us all sorts of problems. You know, like I say, we did score that first goal against the run of play. They could have easily been up even before that happened. So, yeah, I mean, I hear you. It would have been nice to go on and get that goal after we scored the goal. Jose Mourinho seems quite negative when we score. I would like to go and see us, like you say, kill off the game, go and get that second goal. It's like if you score, go attack modes, try and score again, then shut up shop. But generally what Jose likes to do is get that goal, get the lead and defend it, which is obviously very frustrating, especially if you go on to then concede in the second half and you don't win the game. Poltergeist comments, only 8 points behind Liverpool. Good start to the season. One Liverpool comments, Lukaku couldn't control his car on an empty road. Yeah, you need to sort your spelling out, mate. Seriously, who spells empty with no P in it? I mean, seriously, where are you from? Oh yeah, that's right. Your name's One Liverpool. You're a Scouser. That explains everything. No, bit of bounce. Thank you for your comment. Madison beaten. We should have won Wolves today. Yeah, I know. It's a terrible result from us. It really is. There's some people spamming in the comment section some bullshit. I'll just go past that. Lalu Pato, 6 on 6 for Liverpool. Get out of here. Dabo comments, hey pig, word up, homie. Word up to you. Right, everybody who's tuning in, you're a bunch of legends. Thanks so much for stopping by on this live stream today. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. Please do us a favour before you leave and make sure you do smash a like on this video. There's actually a couple of hundred legends tuning in right now and a couple of Scousers who are tuning in. So thank you everybody for stopping by, but I'm pretty much going to wrap this video up here. It's a video of frustration, it's a video of bitterness, it's a video of disgust, it's a video of disappointment. I don't know if I've already said that. If I did, it's worth saying again. Because United not able to beat a very average team in Wolves, and they played well, but an average team coming up from the Championship who don't have anywhere near the calibre of players that Manchester United have, who can't compete on the pitch with Manchester United financially, or in terms of quality out there on the pitch of the players that we've got, yet they did actually compete with us. Why? Because we're just a bit shite at the moment. Our team chemistry is not where it should be, I don't think. I don't think the players know their roles 100%. Jose Mourinho needs to answer to a lot of that because it's his job to get this team playing fluid football. It's his job to get everybody knowing their roles. And I don't think they do at the moment. I don't think the players, I don't think Lukaku's necessarily getting the service that's required from him. I don't think his role is what he likes to play. I don't think Pogba's role is what he likes to play. I don't think Sanchez's role is what he likes to play. I think we're playing this quite rigid formation, this rigid tactics. Jose in there with Fellaini picking the Afro man for some unknown reason. Don't get it. I don't get it. And he's actually been good, but I don't get it. So it's just a video of frustration right now. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments section. Please do get involved. If I've not been able to read out your comments, then please just come back in a couple of minutes and get them down on the video in the comments section, and I will respond to them whenever I can, and so will everybody else. There's a whole bunch of comments still coming through here, and thank you honestly to everybody who has got involved. There's a shitload of comments coming through. Wow, I was like miles up the page, not just reading old comments there. But yeah, everybody, Slideshow, Keep Lee, Mad Steve, Buster Cherry, K8NJ Key, Asido Fazulu, Archie, Gungshi, Alex Rincon, Alex Rudd, who I haven't seen in here, but I'm sure he'll probably catch up with this video at some point. Everybody who watches these videos, thanks so much for getting involved. Do us a favor, chuck a like on it, go over to my social media. You can interact with me more on there at Mr. Flying Pig HD. That's on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you want to send me some abuse, if you're a Scouser, I'll send you some abuse back. If you want to criticize United, I'll agree with you right now. Please get involved with me anyway. God, that sounded freaking desperate. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. This is the Pig on Flying Pig United. Sort your freaking lives out, Manchester United. Mourinho, you've got to be doing a better job getting these players performing. Players, sort it out. Grow some minerals. Grow some minerals, seriously, because you should be playing a heck of a lot better. Some of you are on the same amount of money in a single week that about 18 nurses get paid. And that's freaking wrong. That is wrong based on the performances out there. It's not justified. Anyway, I'm going to leave you there. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you very, very soon on the channel. Monday analysis video coming on. You guessed it, Monday. Definitely Monday afternoon, sometime between about 3 and 6 p.m. I will be doing a live Monday analysis video breaking down the weekend's football, not just Manchester United, but once the dust has settled, giving you my opinions on what's happened and, you know, after everything's actually final and we've had a little bit of time to digest it. You're a bunch of legends. I'll see you very soon. This is the Pig. Take it easy. Come on, United. Seriously now. Sort your freaking lives out.